So let's get this. Hold on. The audio's tripping up. That's better. So let's get this show on the road. I know I haven't been posting recently. Honestly, I have been under quite a lot of pressure in the last few days. I've been doing some stuff on differential geometry, and let me tell you, they weren't kidding when they say that it was hard. Like it is hard. Like I mean, it's not. I mean, it's weird to describe it really. Like on one hand, it's geometry. It's looking at flat surfaces. It's looking at curved surfaces. But at the same time, it's different. It's like it's being taught in a different language almost, and that in itself makes it pretty tricky to understand. Uh, I'm getting there though. Last week we went over tangent spaces, we went over frames. I had some problems understanding the difference between the interior derivative and the exterior derivative, but I think I have a good idea now. So the interior derivative basically takes a function, takes a vector out of the dual space, out of the p form. So you end up with a p minus one form, whereas the exterior derivative kind of just works alongside uh, the P form, which eventually gives you a P plus one form. I know it's weird. Like you wouldn't normally associate derivations with increasing the number of dimensions. I mean, uh, would you? But somehow it just happens. I mean, I I I guess it makes sense when you do dx dt, you add meters per second. And when you do d2x dt squared in normal, classical mechanics, you will add meter per second squared. So I guess in that scenario, it makes sense. But even then, I mean, for me, maths has been always been more about understanding the processes between behind why something takes place. In differential geometry, the proofs are sometimes so long that it's much easier to, have the definitions, have the properties handed right to you, and then try to figure it out. In case you haven't noticed, I am wearing my good night pajamas. It's because it's nighttime. I am actually recording this at night. I have been trying my best to study for quite some time, and I believe it's gone quite well, actually. I know I have a tendency to ramble on and on whenever, I get a bit stressed out, which I guess this is. Look, I'll be the first one to admit I'm not a perfect guy, not by a whole margin. One of my many flaws is that I have a tendency to to ramble on whenever I feel stressed. And I guess this whole process is a bit stressful for me, but it's something that, it's hard to avoid. You have to interact with people as you learn, as you grow, and you can't just not do that because it's hard. Uh, that's why, I'm trying to take these, posting videos to YouTube as a way to teach myself how to, interact with other people to hopefully overcome my fear of that. Let's see if it pans out, honestly. It's something new. I thought it might be a good hobby. Uh, yeah, so I wasn't actually sure when I made this channel on how I would use it. Like there are so many different type of YouTubers and there are so many different things I could talk about, but it's really hard to, categorize yourself into what you like and what you don't like. Like I like a lot of things, I think. Physics is one of my primary loves. I love studying physics and maths. It's what I do on a day-to-day basis. But I also like reading crime fiction. Agatha Christie is one of my favorite authors of all time, but I've read every single Hercule Poirot book, all of them. That was a long, long time ago, though I don't remember much about any one of them, but you have to take my word for it. I have read them over and over again. If I were to pick a favorite, I would probably go with Black Coffee or Hercule Poirot's Christmas. I really love those books. I mean, I know they're 100 years old, more like 60 years old, but I'm not going to spoil them. If you're interested, you should read them yourselves. But yeah, I guess what I try to say is that I'm just trying to figure out what things I like again. Because as you grow older, your interests change, and sometimes, like how I'm feeling right now, it just doesn't feel like I know who I am really, what makes me the person I am. I mean, if you were to ask me what my favorite movie was or what my favorite book was, I don't think I will be able to answer. Like, I know I said I liked Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot, and I think that's true. But then you're meant to do things you like over and over again, and I haven't read a Agatha Christie book in quite some time. I I guess my point is that I'm just not sure what things I like anymore and what things I dislike. So I'm trying to basically use this platform as a way of documenting my exploration of myself and uh, kind of creating like a video journal. Now I know that I'm not all that charismatic, and honestly I don't have an interesting story to tell, so I I'm not expecting a huge audience, a huge turn up, and which is a pity. I would love to, meet new people, have new friends, stuff like that. But I know my own limitations more than anyone. But yeah, if you want to, just join me on some self-exploration of your own, maybe, there are 8.5 billion people out there. It's entirely possible that our lives are similar. And if you're also having the same doubts about yourself as I have, then maybe it might be a good idea to, just see how another being is dealing with all these things. I mean, that's not to say that I'll be successful or anything like that, but I do hope that at the end, I I get to understand more about myself, really, as well as the universe. I love studying physics, like I said. Yeah, so that's enough rambling for one night, I think. I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you for watching if you did, and do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Uh, like I said, I'm not expecting an audience, but I'll still be grateful to meet new people. I'll still be grateful to have someone to, share my journey with. Uh, as hard as it is, I'm not a people person, as they say, uh, more of a stay-at-home kind. But I think I would appreciate uh, more friends. Yes, I think that's a good way to put it.